Hello team and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I'm going to show you another security tool named Gitleaks. Now this is the kind of tool that we actually used in our company and it has tons of use cases. If you watch the video you will understand how useful this application can be. So in this video I'm going to show you purely hands-on how we can set it up, for what purpose we can use it, like what are its use cases, and how we can integrate it within our CI/CD pipeline. So all those things will be shown with hands-on. So make sure to watch this video till end so that you don't miss out any of the steps. Also team, if you are new on the channel, make sure to subscribe. Now with that being said, let's get started. So team, now let us understand about Gitleaks. But before we jump into this Gitleaks security tool, we need to understand the category of security tools. So there are two categories. First we have SAST, second we have DAST. Now what exactly they are? So first of all, full form, SAST is short for Static Application Security Testing. DAST is short for Dynamic Application Security Testing. Now only difference you might be able to understand here is static and dynamic. What do we mean by that? So when we say static, that means application is still present in the source code format only and it has not yet been built or deployed. That means application is not built or deployed, still in the source code. It is still in the Git repository only. Okay, that is going to be static. But when we build the application and deploy it somewhere, an application is running, then the kind of testing or security testing that we perform, that is going to be done by dynamic application security testing tools. Okay, so that is dynamic. Now I hope it is clear. Like when we talk about static application security testing, that means we are running the security testing on the source code. Okay, but when we talk about dynamic application security testing, that means we are running the security testing on the application that is already running. Okay, now let us understand with an example. So for SAST we have one tool which is known as SonarQube. You might have already heard about it. What does SonarQube do? So it scans the whole source code and it's going to find out if there are issues within the source code. When I say issues, that means there could be bug, there could be duplication of code. Basically you can say that code is not properly written. In that case, SonarQube is going to scan the code, find out exact lines where the code is having issues. Okay, but here you need to focus that everything is this kind of security testing is called as static application security testing, because application is still in the source code, it's not been built or deployed. Okay, but when we talk about dynamic application security testing, we have a tool known as OWASP ZAP. What it's going to do, it's going to perform penetration testing, or you can say pen testing. And where it's going to perform, it's going to perform on the application that is deployed. That application is running somewhere, let's say on xyz.com URL. So OWASP ZAP is going to perform penetration testing and it's going to find out the weak points or vulnerable points on the application that is deployed. Okay, I hope that is very clear. SonarQube is the kind of security testing that we are running on the code, source code that is in Git repository, while OWASP ZAP, which is the kind of DAST security tool, we are running on the application. Okay, similar to that we have Gitleaks. Now if I'm writing here in SAST section, you can understand that Gitleaks is going to be run, or Gitleaks is going to be utilized on the source code, that means static format of the application. Okay, now let us understand what exactly Gitleaks is going to do. One thing we understood, that SonarQube is going to find out if code is written properly or not, if issues in the code, but it's not going to tell us if there is any sensitive data within the code. Sensitive data means there could be password, API keys, security token, any such things. Okay, those things can be found out using Gitleaks. Okay, so Gitleaks, what it's going to do, it's going to first of all, it's going to scan the code, scan the source code that we have in GitHub repository, and it's going to tell us if it's going to tell us in exact file and exact location where we could be having some kind of sensitive data. Now what things do we consider as sensitive data? General things that we should be knowing about, like some kind of password. Let's say we are using database, so if you have already added password in our source code, it is not a very good practice, so that is going to be a sensitive data. Then some kind of token, there could be a possibility that we might have integrated or hard coded some kind of token. Hard coding means directly adding this this kind of like password token directly in the source code. That is known as hard coding. Okay, there could be some kind of API key. Generally in our application there are tons of locations where we require usage of API key. So it is possibility that some kind of like inexperienced developer has added API key. Okay, what else could be there? There could be some kind of security credentials. Now when I say security credentials, what kind of credentials could be there? Let's say I am connecting to my AWS account. For that, what things do we need? For that we need access key and secret access key. Okay, so if these are also added in our source code, that is also going to be found out by Gitleaks. Okay, now let us understand how exactly it's going to work. So there are multiple ways to use Gitleaks. One is that you can directly install Gitleaks on Linux machine, then you can clone the repository, and then you can run the scan using Gitleaks. So Gitleaks is going to generate a report. We can provide information like what in what format report should be generated. In that report, it will be mentioned what like whatever where exactly the issues are there, whatever sensitive data is added, that will be added within the report. Okay, first option is that we can clone the repository and we can perform the scanning. Second is that, which is really good, without cloning. Without cloning also, we can scan a repository. Without cloning also, we can perform scanning, we can generate report. Okay. Thirdly, inside CI/CD. Okay. Now, obviously, you might already know that before we deploy an application to production environment, we have to test everything in lower environment like development, QA, PPT, like that, right? So when we are, let's say I am in development environment, and my first priority is that to make sure our application, our source code is not having any kind of sensitive data. What we do? We use Gitleaks. Okay, but as a professional DevOps engineer, what I suggest is that if you're running this in your like lower environment, first thing that you should make sure that if Gitleaks found out any kind of sensitive data, immediately you should exit the pipeline, or you can say you should abort the pipeline, so that deployment does not happen. Okay, this is the kind of best practice that you should be following when we are working on a DevSecOps pipeline. Okay, so these are the certain scenarios that we can implement, and that's what I'm going to show you today in detail about what exactly the commands that we need to use and how exactly we can use it. Okay, now let's start with the hands-on. So team, before we get started with the hands-on part, just to let you know that our batch 9 of DevSecOps and Cloud DevOps is starting from 25th of March, which is 1 week from now. So if interested to learn everything from scratch, DevSecOps and Cloud DevOps, then you can enroll, and before that make sure to check out the syllabus. Talking about the placement, so from last batch the highest placement was of 40 LPA, that was of Simranjeet Singh. And yeah, talking about the course content, so first of all, the project section, there will be total 20 plus mega projects. In these projects we are going to have multi-tier, multiple application, like application integrating with database. So database also we are covering all kind. We are covering MySQL, we are covering MongoDB and Postgres, so that you get a very good idea about how to integrate different kind of database. Then we have microservice based project, we have IAC project, we have monitoring project, and we have so many full stack other projects as well. So yeah, make sure to check it out, all the details within the description. And this course is going to be live plus recorded, where we have live sessions on weekends, doubt sessions on Wednesdays, and pre-recorded videos will be uploaded on coming weekdays. So in this way you will be able to utilize whole 7 days, and trust me, once you complete the course and follow whatever I teach you, you'll be able to get a job very easily. Okay, plus the best part about this course is that once you complete the course, then I'll be teaching you how to showcase your DevOps knowledge in your resume as well as in your interviews. And once your interview gets scheduled, you can connect to me one-to-one for guidance about how to answer things and what kind of things can be asked. First of all, let us create one virtual machine. I can click on launch instance, and let's name this machine as server. Click on Ubuntu, and we can create Ubuntu machine, and the size of it will be T2 medium, and we can select the key pair as well. And for network, the one that we always use, primary security code. Storage I'm giving 20, and we can launch instance. And once it is created, let me refresh the page. Once it is created, you can connect to it. You can go to MobileXterm and you can create new session using SSH, provide the public IP address, provide username, which is Ubuntu in our case, and click on advanced SSH and provide the private key. Once you do that, next you can provide a name also if you want. That is completely up to you, and your machine will be connected. Okay, so if you just created it, it will take a little bit of time to come up in running state. So yeah, let's wait for it. As you can see, it is connected now. So team, once machine is created, first thing that we have to run is sudo apt update. And this is going to update all the packages so that they become available for usage. And next thing what we are going to do, we are going to install Gitleaks directly on this machine. So let's wait for this to complete. Okay, yes, it's done. Next thing that you have to do is run Gitleaks. Now here you can see Gitleaks is not found, but we do have internal package, so we can install it directly. Okay. Now, meanwhile, this is getting installed. What we can do, we can go to a specific repo. So this is the repo, sample repo that we are going to use. The reason that I'm using this repository is because this repo is already having credentials or sensitive data added. For example, if I go to this folder, cloud folder, in that you can see this option credentials. If I open this, you can see there are tons of credentials added, right? Similar to that, if I open other things, so in this folder tons of different kind of sensitive data is added. In tugboat file also you can see we have client key, API key. Okay, so for that reason I want to use this repository so that I can show you properly via a demo. Okay, so let us do one thing. As you can see, Gitleaks is installed now. So next what we can do, we can clone the repository here. Okay, so now we have this, right? So now what we can do, we can run the command to perform the scanning. For that I can run Gitleaks detect --source, and we have leaky repo. Okay, so click enter. Now here you can see that leaks found 33. That means 33 after scanning it was able to found 33 kind of issues, okay, with respect to sensitive data. Okay, now the problem is that if I run ls command and let us go inside leaky repo, here there is no specific file that is going to tell us where exactly is the leaks are found. So for that what we can do, instead of running just this command, okay, one more thing. So since now we are already inside the repository, so source will be a dot means current directory. Next what I want to generate a specific file inside which it should be mentioned where exactly leaks are present. Okay, that means I want to export the report inside a file. Okay, for that what we are going to type, for that I am going to type R for report, and let's say I'll write Gitleaks -report.json. I want the report to be present in JSON. Okay, and next -f, which is for format, and I will write JSON. Okay, and click enter. Now it was able to find the issues, and now if I run ls command, you'll be able to see there is new file created, Gitleaks-report.json. okay, so what we can do, we can run a cat command and we can view the contents of it. As soon as I open it, you'll be able to find everywhere where 33 issues were found. So where exactly those files are present, what kind of issue was found, or what kind of data was found. For example, here you can see where is it? See, for example, generic API key. Okay, so where exactly that is present, file in this location, the this API key is present. Okay, similar to that, if you scroll down, you'll be able to find a complete thing in whatever files, whatever issue is mentioned, whatever secrets or credentials are added, that will be visible here. Okay, for some reason, let us say that I want to generate the report in CSV format instead of JSON format. So for that what we can do, we can again run the command. Instead of JSON, here -f CSV I can write, and the name of the report we will write CSV. Okay, and simply we can generate. Once it is generated, we can use cat command get CSV. Okay, and see here formatting is not present, but yeah, if you have requirement of CSV format, then you can generate in that way. Okay, one more thing. Now let us say that I want to perform scanning for a last 10 commits only. In that case, the command that we are supposed to run will be this. If I show you, you can see Gitleaks detects source log ops hyphen 10. That basically refers to that last 10 commits only. Then hyphen r, report name, and then JSON, a format. Okay, and you can see it was able to find in last 10 commits only one leak was found. Okay, you can see here in the information. Okay, and we can see the report also, JSON, and you'll be able to see only one leaks is present here. Okay, now this is like that how we can run it directly on Linux machine. Now let's talk about how we can do the same thing on Jenkins. So for that, again, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one machine where we are going to install Jenkins. Let's provide the name as Jenkins 1.2 machine. Version is going to be 24.04 and size will be T2 medium. Keep here we can select the one that we have, and security group. On security group, make sure that you have 8080 port open, then only it will work. Storage I'm giving 20 GB, and let us launch and let us connect to the machine. Jenkins, and now we can go to MovaXterm session. Username in our case is Ubuntu. Advanced SSH, we will select the private key, and if you want you can give it a name. I'll just go with Jenkins. Okay, just for the sake of it, we'll select the color as well. Let's say red is fine. Okay, so Jenkins, the server for Jenkins we have created, and now we have connected to it as well. Next thing that we are going to do is first command sudo apt update, and let's wait for this. In Jenkins we are going to see certain scenarios. For example, like let's say if issue is found, I want the pipeline to fail, so that scenario also we are going to cover. Okay, also remember that when you want to install Jenkins on a server, you need to make sure that you have Java present. So next thing I can run Java, and we can see Java is not present, but we can install JDK 17 headless version so that it does not have any kind of UI. And meanwhile this is happening, we can go on Google and we can search here as install Jenkins. We can click on Linux, Debian Ubuntu, which is our machine, and we can install the LTS version, which is long-term support version, and it's kind of stable also. So Java is installed. Next thing we can run the command to install Jenkins, and yeah. So as soon as this is installed, we can connect to it by getting the public IP address of the VM, and we can put it on browser, maybe here itself. Port will be 8080. So as soon as this installation is done, we'll be able to access Jenkins. Yeah, let's wait for this to complete. I guess it is done. So now I can press enter here, and we can see Jenkins is installed, but we need to configure it. So first we need to get initial admin password, which is the primary password you'll be needing to access Jenkins for the first time, which is present on this location, as you can see. So I can copy the path. I can go here. I can use sudo cat. Why I'm using sudo? Because var folder is a folder that requires elevated permissions. And now we will be able to get the contents of the admin password. And now we have to put it here. Click on continue. And yeah, now let's click on install suggested plugins. Click on that. And now it's going to install all the plugins that are, you can say, like prerequisite for Jenkins to work well. So yeah, this will take a little bit of time. So once this is done, then I'll be back. So Jenkins setup, now we have to configure it a little bit. So first let's set up the username, and password we can set up. Confirm the password, full name and an email address, anything you can put, and save and continue. And let us, yeah. So now Jenkins is installed. Now the thing is, if I go to manage plugins, okay, and let's say if I go to plugin section, available plugins, here if I search Gitleaks, as you can see that there is no dedicated plugin for Gitleaks for Jenkins. In that case, what we have to do, we have to install Gitleaks directly on the Jenkins server. So I can simply run here as Gitleaks, and we can see it's not installed, but we get the command for installation. So we can install it like this. Okay. And once this is done, then here also, since we have directly installed on Jenkins server, that means we don't have to define it anywhere inside Jenkins. We can directly start using it. Okay. For example, if I click on new item, let's say Gitleaks demo, we can select the pipeline job, click on OK and create it. Part of best practice, just make sure that it has just 3 builds in the history. Scroll down and let's create a sample pipeline. Okay. And now let us modify it. So first let me create two stages. Okay. First stage that I want, which is going to be get checkout, just to get a local copy of the source code. And let us provide the code here, use pipeline syntax. We can select get repository URL. So this is the repository that we'll be using. We can paste it here. The branch is master, so that is fine, and credential is not needed because it's a public repo. So I can copy that and paste it here. Okay. Next thing that we want to perform is the actual Gitleaks detection. So I can write the stage name as Gitleaks dash scanning. Okay. And here we have to write the stage steps. So as I said, see, this is already we have seen how we are going to run the command on Linux. So here how we can run as such Gitleaks detect -- source, and just a dot would be more than enough to get the report, but we want the report in proper format, so I'll use -r. Name will be Gitleaks dash report dot JSON, and format is also JSON. This is fine, and we can click on apply, and now let us run it so to see what happens. Okay, once I run it, it's first going to clone the repository and then it's going to run the git command, Gitleaks in. Okay, here as you can see it failed. Now what is the reason that it actually got failed? So team, as we can see that pipeline failed. Okay, so the thing is ki whenever Gitleaks is going to find any issues basically the leaks, if it is able to find that, then pipeline is going to fail. Why it's going to fail? Because then this command is going to return the exit code 1, which is failure. Okay, so this is like direct condition setup. If your source code is having sensitive data added, then it's going to fail if Gitleaks is able to find. But let us say the scenario that I don't want my pipeline to fail even if the data leaks are found. In that case, what we can do, we can click on configure and let's modify the pipeline. One simple way to do that is we can add this true, basically changing the changing the exit code to 0. That means success. So if I try to run this and let's see what happens. Pipeline has started and now you can see it is success. Okay, basically we just did one thing, like if it is by default Gitleaks is set up to get the status code based on leaks are found or not. If leaks are found, then status code is going to be, or basically exit code is going to be 1, which is failure. Okay, so what we just did, we just set up a condition or operator, using or operator to true. That means even if it finds Gitleaks, still the exit code is going to be 0 and then pipeline is going to be success. Okay, so I hope guys this was useful, and yeah, again course details are in description, you can check it out, and if you're interested you can enroll. It is starting from next week. Okay, and again once seats are filled, we won't be taking any new enrollments. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching guys and have a nice day.